Hello everybody, this is Will DeGraw, yoga teacher and Tai Chi instructor. Thank you for joining me today. In our hour-long class, we'll begin with yoga and fuse it with Tai Chi movements in our practice and through our forms. We're going to begin with meditation, gentle stillness, quiet time, and then we'll continue on with a full body practice and then return back to meditation, yoga, and stillness. During that experience of movement, we're working on our arms and our legs in full body poses. And during the course of the experience, the three important things that I would invite you to consider is you all know yourself better than perhaps a physician or your healthcare professional. So today, if you have an ache or a pain or an injury to yourself, be cautious. If you have a long-term injury, please be careful of that as we move in the different directions of our body. And just listen to your body and understand that you all know yourself better than a physician, so be cautious, be conservative. Come back to what's called chair tadasana in our stillness if you're feeling uncomfortable. The second principle of yoga and Tai Chi is a universal inclusion of wellness for all peoples. So it's an acceptance and diversity, a welcoming, a hugging of the experience of every people, everybody on their journey of health and wellness. So regardless of what path you might be on, today we come together as one in humanity. The third experience of yoga is really just simply to have fun. Enjoy yourself today, experience the full realm of movement, all from the chair. We're not going to get down on the floor, we're not going to stand up. All of the poses, both for yoga and Tai Chi, are right here from the chair. And so we welcome the experience of joining together in movement. And that's really what yoga is. Movement and union together to form one. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to begin with chair tadasana. And we begin with our feet flat on the floor, and our toes are pointed straight. This is chair mountain pose, chair tadasana. We lift up our toes off the ground and gently bring our toes on the ground. And now we gently lift the heels up off the ground and gently bring them down on the ground. This is anchoring and rooting, feeling secure with our feet grounding. Hands are on our knees. In the next breath cycle, inhale, grow tall and long, and exhale, draw your hands from your knees down to your ankles, nice and slowly, nice and gently. On the next breath cycle, inhale, rise up, hands come back to your knees very gently. And on your next breath cycle, inhale, grow tall and long. On your next breath cycle, draw your fingertips to your hip points, along your leg to your hips, and bring your hands along your hips, wrapping them around your hips. And very gently rock back and forth, right to left, left to right, in a very gentle, slow, easy movement. Carefully, slowly, deliberately, with purpose and intention. We're feeling that grounding and the rooting, the anchoring, the securing, the sense of who we are in the presence of today. On your next breath cycle, coming back to a neutral spine, take the palms of your hands to your lower back, to your kidneys, and your fingertips are pointing down. Elbows are out wide. Gently guide your hands into your kidneys, and on the next breath cycle, slowly bring your fingertips down into your seat cushion. One hand comes to your lower back, one hand comes to your belly, belly button to spine. Belly button zips into your spine, and now it zips up to your heart center, elevating the core as if you have a jacket, zipping up the jacket on a cold winter day. Hands come to your side body long. From your hip bones to your shoulder points, inhaling, rising up. On your next breath cycle, your right hand comes to your left shoulder and your left hand comes to the right shoulder. Broad across the collarbones here. and our elbows are pointing forward. This is the dream big pose. So the idea here is to focus in on 3 dreams of your life right now, unspoken, deep within the recesses of your heart. And now very gently we're going to bring our chin to our chest, to our forearms, and blink 3 times. Inhale, grow tall and long. On the next breath cycle, exhale, chin to chest. 1. Inhale up. Exhale 2. Inhale up. Exhale 3. Inhale up. On your next breath cycle, arms come out to the letter T, palms facing down, and gently take flight with your arms up and down, understanding the power of movement and who you are as a person along the continuum of life, the multifaceted experiences of the past, the present, and the future, all coming into the breath right here and now. And on the next breath cycle, exhale your hands gently down by the side. On your next breath cycle, inhale your shoulders to your ears, roll them back down your back pocket, exhaling. Inhaling your hands up onto your lap, flip your palms up to receive the grace and blessings of life. So this pose is really the giving and the receiving of life as if it's a present. And you and we all are that present of life. So there's a giving of oneself, extend your hands out, and a receiving of oneself in, and extending out as a present, the gift of who you are, and receiving the gift of others. Bring your hands back down onto your knees, palms facing up. And we find that alignment from our sits bones on the chair, to the back, to the neck and the head, elevating and growing tall and long. Shifting our ears over our shoulders, doorbelling our nose inward slightly. And as we grow tall and long in our spine, we feel that alignment from the feet to the knees, to the hips, to the shoulders, to the crown of the head, to the halo that we wear. Taking your hands to your head, guiding your hands as if you're holding on a halo, and very gently lift up, elevate, ascend that halo. On the next breath cycle, bring your hands back down to your knees. Hold this pose and keep breathing. Feel and sensate, experience are important words in the power of yoga and Tai Chi. It's connecting oneself to who we are in the journey of life. And through that movement, we're always being aware of who we are and what's going on around us. So feel and sensate the grounding and the rooting of the anchoring of our feet and the alignment of the head ascending. So there's this gentle pulling and pushing upwards and downwards, this elongation of who we are. Take a few moments and feel the presence of who you are in the presence of now. Experience the breath cycle of breathing in and breathing out. So while the integrity and the constitution of our body carriage is structured with our muscles and our bones here in Chair Tadasana, we do turn inwardly in the reflection of who we are through the breath cycle. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, deliberately, with intention and purpose, we find meaning in the power of our breath cycle. You're invited to close your eyes in this experience of inward reflection, and or, if you wish to keep your eyes open, focus in on a drishti, a focal point, something to simply capture your attention, but yet soften your awareness and your gaze. Whether your eyes are open or whether your eyes are closed, just feel and sensate, connect with, experience, discover, explore your breath work. As my voice guides us in the breath work cycle and into meditation, we're just enjoying the sense of breathing in and breathing out at your own pace. It's not the sound of my voice pace, it's your breath cycle. And in that calm, in that serenity, in the peace and the shanti of stillness we find ourselves. Take a few moments here now and just feel the experience of us. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, deliberately, with intention and purpose. We find meaning in the power of the breath. Discovering, exploring, finding peace. Take a few moments here and now as we silence our lives, hear the quiet. I'll quiet my voice and enter into this experience of meditation for about 1 minute. So find some peace here in the stillness of who you are. And breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Awakening, feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated in your spirit, your mind, and your body, we gently begin to wiggle the fingers on our hands and the toes on our feet. With greater movement and ease, we drop our hands off our knees and inhaling our hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. And the first chanting word, did I mention that we're going to do some chanting? The first chanting word is we bring our thumb knuckles to the heart center as we exhale. The first chanting word is the word begin. Begin. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. The second chanting word is the word progress. Progress. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. The third chanting word is the word success. Success. Through teamwork, we begin the progress towards success. Each step, each breath, each movement together, there's power in movement forward. From ourselves to all of humanity, to all of us as a community. The chanting bells are rung 3 times, and the power of the spirit, the mind, and the body coming together to form one, your wellness and the wellness for all of humanity. Pausing, believing, breathing, we bow forward to each other and say, Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Namaste. So Namaste is a universal hello. It's a greeting. It's like shaking hands, a wellness of the light in me honors the light in you. And simply that's what really Namaste means. Welcome. We're going to start our full body practice. Start from a head, work our way down to our toes, arms, legs, full body motions, and then we'll come back to meditation, all within about 45 minutes to an hour. So let's begin. Hands are on your knees. Inhale, grow tall and long. On the next breath cycle, exhale, tuck your chin into your chest, look down at your toes, and feel the nice movement, the stretch from the tip of your ears to your shoulders, to your hip points, to your heels. On the next breath cycle, inhale, rise up, look up, feel the warmth of the sun on your cheeks, radiating upwards from the tip of your chin to your heart center, to your knees, to your toes. On the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest, As you exhale, looking down at your toes, continue to breathe. And on this experience, lift your heels up off the ground. So your toes are on the ground and your heels are on the ground. On the next breath cycle, your heels come down to the ground, your toes come up, and your gaze looks up, feeling once again the warmth of the sun on your chin. On the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest, toes come down, feet are flat on the floor, and look down at your toes. We're going to do half circles with our chin to our shoulder. On the next breath cycle, swivel your chin, your head over to look over the right shoulder. Hold your pose, keep breathing. And on the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest, look down at your toes. And on the next breath cycle, swivel your head over to the left side of the room. Hold your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, swivel your head back down to your chin, look over your right shoulder. Hold the pose and keep breathing. And on the next breath cycle, take your right hand to the side of your chin, the left side of the chin, with fingertips only and a light touch. Guide the chin over your shoulders a little bit more. On the next breath cycle, release your head bind. Head comes back down, looking now over your left shoulder. Very gently now, take your left hand to the side of your chin, your right chin, and guide that chin over to the left side of the room. Holding your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, release your head bind. Head comes back to neutral. Inhale, grow tall and long. Beautiful, everybody. Inhale, grow tall and long. And now, very slowly, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Left hand comes out to the side. Right hand comes up and over very gently, fingertips to the left side of the head, to perhaps the ear. So you're stretching out from the left fingertips to the right elbow, holding this pose. This is an east-west stretch meridian. On the next breath cycle, release your hand bind. Head comes back to neutral. Left ear, left shoulder, right hand out to the side, and then left hand comes up and over, guiding that left ear closer to the left shoulder. Stretching out from the right fingertips to your left elbow, holding the pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, release your hand bind. Head comes back to neutral. Exhale your hands gently down by the side. So in our class today, we're going to be doing some movement. And in that movement, I'm going to be mirroring you. So as you look over in my direction, I'll be pointing out to your right side and to your left side, and I'll actually just be doing the opposite. So we're moving in the same direction, so that as you see me, I see you, and in that mirror experience, we're moving in the same direction, to the right and to the left. Very good, very good. Hands are on your knees. Inhale, grow tall and long. And now arch your back to the back of your chair. Tuck your chin into your chest. Look down at your toes. And we have cat pose. On the next breath cycle, inhale forward, your heart center towards your knees. Your fingertips come to the inside of your knees. Elbows out wide. Support your lower back. Heart center comes over your knees and looking up towards the sky and towards the sun. Feeling cow pose. Hold your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, tuck your chin into your chest, round out your back, fingertips come to the front of your knees, and now we have cat pose. Growing tall and long in our shoulders as they round out from your hand to your shoulders to your other hand. And then now inhaling forward back to cow pose. Fingertips come to the inside of your knees, elbows out wide, lead with the heart, looking up towards the light, towards the sun. Feel the warmth, cow pose. On your next breath cycle, exhale, forward fold. Your heart center comes over your knees. Your gaze looks straight down at the floor. Go as low as you wish to go. Support your lower back with your hands. Hold this pose. Keep breathing. Feel a nice stretch in your lower back. And breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. The crown of your head, the top of your head is pointing forward. Your gaze is looking down at your toes. On the next breath cycle, we're going to swing our shoulders over to the right side of the room, and then back behind us to full body rolls, over to the left, and then forward. And very gently, nice and gently, begin to move in one simple circle. And now go in the opposite direction, the other direction from whence you came. Finding movement in the orientation of the compass, finding a new direction in life. So the circle in yoga here represents that new direction, the compass, beginning to realign yourself to your true north. On the next breath cycle, inhale up and center, exhale your hands down by your side. Now this is yogi marching toes. It's a transition pose. So you twiddle your arms back and forth like this, side to side, and then you pitter-patter your feet up and down like marching, yogi marching toes, twiddle, spirit wave your hands. On the next breath cycle, come back to neutral. Inhale your arms out to robot arms, cross either the right over the left or the left to the right, and give yourself a big old hug. Rock back and forth, side to side. Feel the love, feel the connection, feel the energy, feel the soothingness of comfort, being relaxed. On the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral, we're going to switch elbows to the opposite side as we inhale, expand back out to robot arms, and cross yourselves the other direction, rocking back and forth, side to side, nice and gentle, feeling experience and the movement. On the next breath cycle, inhale, expand outward. Exhale, palm touches opposite elbow. On the next breath cycle, inhale your elbows up and over your head, following, gazing forward, growing tall from your elbows to your sits bones to your shoulders. And now exhale your elbows and forearms back down to your belly. Hold on to your elbows. Breathe and believe. On the next breath cycle, rock your elbows side to side, left and right, discovering the new self of who you are. So this is a caress, a caring for the child within pose. So deep within the recesses of who we are as adults is a child that loves to sing and dance and have fun. So in the experience of life, discover that playfulness and invite that person, that child that's within you, to come out and have fun. On the next breath cycle, coming back to center, inhale the elbows up over your head, release your hand binds, fingertips come straight up towards the ceiling, spiral your pinkies towards each other and your thumbs come out. Slight little bend in your elbows. This is warrior one pose. On the next breath cycle, arms come out to the letter T, hold your pose, and now look over your right fingertips, holding your pose to warrior two pose. On the next breath cycle, inhale, center, and now look over your left fingertips, holding your pose, keep breathing and believing, warrior two to the left. Arms stay in this position. Inhale, come forward with your head and your gaze. Exhale your hands down by your side. On the next breath cycle, bring your elbows and your shoulders up and begin to make some gentle movements, some gyrations going left and right, nice and easily, back and forth. This is the Dana shimmy. And on the next breath cycle, cycle forward in the opposite direction, nice and gentle. And on the next breath cycle, coming back to center. Spirit wave your hands, yogi marching toes. Wonderful. Inhale your arms to cactus arms. We're just going to do a clench and a flick. So clench your fists and flick them open. Clench and flick. Clench and flick. Clench and flick. Arms come out to the letter T. Palms are straight forward. Clench and flick. Clench, flick, clench, flick. Arms come down by your side. Clench, flick, clench, flick, clench, flick, release and shake it out. Spirit wave your hand, yogi marching toes. We're going to do some leg exercises, leg movements here. So hands come to your hip bones. Take your right heel and extend your right leg straight out. Lead with your heel. And now we're simply going to point our toes and flex. Point your toes and flex. Point your toes and flex. Flex your toes to your nose, and on the next breath cycle, exhale your legs straight back down. On the next breath cycle, lead with the left heel, flex your toe to your nose, and once again a series of points and flex, points and flex, point and flex. And exhale that leg down. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Inhale your hands straight out in front of you. Palms are facing forward, fingertips up. And now fingertips down as we bend the wrist. Fingertips up. Fingertips down. Fingertips up. Fingertips down. Fingertips up. Fingertips out to the side. Fingertips inward. Fingertips out to the side. Fingertips inward. Fingertips out to the side. And now fingertips inward, upward. And now bend your elbows, the back side of your hands come to shoulder points. Elbows touch into your side body. This is Chaturanga. And now on the next breath cycle, push and pull your hands forward. And on the next breath cycle, bend your elbows, back side of your hands come to your shoulder points. And on the next breath cycle, push forward. Hold your pose, keep breathing, and on the next breath cycle, release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes. We're going to alternate between our arms and our legs. Let's take our right leg out. Hands are on your hips. Take the right leg straight out. And now point your toes, and this time draw circles with your toes in one simple, easy direction. And cycle in the opposite direction. Try to keep a straight leg as best as you can. Bring your leg as high or as low as you wish to go. On the next breath cycle, release that leg down and shake it out. Let's try the other leg. Left leg, lead with the heel, point your toe, and now circles in one direction. And cycle in the opposite direction. And on your next breath cycle, release your leg down to the floor. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Inhale your arms back out to robot arms. Palms come facing forward. Turn your fingertips inward. And now interlock your fingertips. Pinkies up, thumb is down. Pinky can touch and the thumb can touch. Push forward with your palm of your hand. On your next breath cycle, inhale the palms upward, growing tall and long. Upwards we go, pushing up towards the ceiling, towards the ascension, grounding down into earth. On the next breath cycle, release your hand bind. Hands come out to the side, pushing back with your hands out to the side. We just slightly move left and right on our sits bones, pushing the bubble that we live in to be wider and expanding outward. So this is an invitation of growth in our movement of life. On your next breath cycle, come back to neutral. Exhale your hands down by your side. Shimmy out your shoulders. Miss Donna shimmy back and forth. Left and right with the elbows and the shoulders. And now cycle in the opposite direction. And on the next breath cycle, come back to center. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. We're going to isolate the ankle, the knee, and the hip in 3 movements. So first off, we're going to start with the knee on the right, the ankle on the right side. So take your hands in front of your knee or underneath your leg, behind your knee. And now you lift your right leg up, flex your toe to your nose, and on the next breath cycle, ankle directions in one direction, and ankle swirls in the opposite direction. Drawing circles with those big toes. And on the next breath cycle, release that leg down to the ground. Take your hands to the opposite knee, the left knee. Inhale that knee up to the chest. And exhale. Begin to make circles in one direction and continue as your breath cycle. And just find that flow in your breath as your leg and your toes begin to swirl. And cycle in the opposite direction, nice and gentle. And on the next breath cycle, release your foot down to the ground and yogi marching toes, spirit wave the hands. I'm going to isolate the knee on the right side now. So this one you want to take your hands underneath your leg, behind the knee, and lift the leg up. So the lower portion of your leg is really dangling from your knee to your ankle. And so we're swiveling from the knee in one direction, nice and gentle. And swiveling in the opposite direction. On your next breath cycle, release your leg down to the ground and yogi marching toes. Let's try the left leg. Hands come underneath the knee. Lift the leg up. And knee rotations in one direction. Finding that compass, finding that circle, finding that movement. And on the next breath cycle, cycle in the opposite direction. And on your next breath cycle, release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Now we're going to work on the hip, the right hip first. So take your left hand to your left hip. Your right hand comes to the front of the knee. And as you do so, you take a deep breath in and exhale. Bring the knee into the chest. Hold the pose, keep breathing. And now it's the knee from the hip that's going to make circles in one direction and then the opposite direction. So it swivels out to the side to the right and back in. Swivel out to the side and back in. Swivels out to the side and back in. And as it comes back in, take your hands, both hands, to the front of the knee and bring the knee into your shoulder, your chest, as far as it can go. Flex your toe to your nose. Hold your pose. Keep breathing, believing. On the next breath cycle, release your foot to the ground and yogi marching toes. Get some blood flowing again. On the next breath cycle, right hand comes to the hip, left hand comes to the front of the knee. Inhale and exhale that leg up into the chest. Now this knee, the left knee, is circling around and back from the hip, from the left hip. Here we go. Out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. And now cycle the knee in the opposite direction. Once again, finding a new orientation, a new compass, a new change in your direction of life. Begin the progress of success and move in that direction. As we bring the knee into the chest, bringing both hands to the front of the knee, and bring the knee into the chest a little bit more. Flex the toe to your nose. Hold the pose. Keep breathing. Bellows pose. And on the next breath cycle, release that leg down and shake it out. Yogi marching toes. I'm going to do a pose that I've invented here in the Carolinas called the Carowinds roller coaster. So we're going to build up our energy. We're also going to set up our intention. So our theme today is called Begin the Progress to Success. Begin the progress to success and build teamwork and the power from myself to all of us in the community, the brain injury community, and to the greater community of people here in the world. So there's a progression of teamwork working together to begin the progress of success. Your success, whether it's making a soup or working on a powerful goal, a dream, and moving forward. We're developing the power of who we are in the experience of movement, and the movement is you. Movement is me. Movement is us towards our wellness plan and achieving our goals. Begin the progress to success. So that's our theme today, but our intention is really creating a personal message of wellness. But before we do that, we're going to build up some energy. And that first energy pose is called Carowinds roller coaster. And so I'll demonstrate a little bit and then we'll do it 3 times. So we spirit wave our hands, yogi marching toes. And on the next breath cycle, our hands and our arms come up off the ground and we ride the wave of the roller coaster. Woo! And come back down. We're going to do this. That was just a practice, right? So now we're going to do the real one. So inhale, rise up. Woo! Kick your feet and back down. Rise back up. Woo! And come back down. Rise back up. Woo! And back down. And hands come back to your side. Thank you. Now, a lot of these poses in yoga are actually 3,000 to 5,000 years old. That particular one, Carowinds roller coaster, maybe about 8 or 10 years old. Something I invented here in the movement of yoga in the Carolinas. All right, so we're going to start and set up our intention of wellness, your wellness. So your hands come to heart center, elbows out wide, and prayer namaste position. In this position, we open our hands like a book, and the binding is our thumbs. So we open our heart to create a new chapter in your story of wellness, your story along the journey of life. Life is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a step-by-step, breath-by-breath work. So your palms are out, palms are forward. Oh, there's my cat. And now hold this pose and keep breathing. At these empty pages is your storyline of life. So now we're going to start to think of someone in our story that we want to send good well wishes, good intentions, positive energy to who we are in our life journey. So take a few moments right here and do a little bit of inward reflection and begin to think of who's important in your life right here and right now. Whether it's one person, a group of people, a community of people, a teamwork of success. Maybe it's a rehab team. Perhaps it's a mom or a dad, a brother or a sister, a spouse, children. Anyone in your life right now, we're going to send good energy through 3 sun salutations. On your next breath cycle, wrap your fingertips around that good intention in your storyline. And on the next breath cycle, fingertips inhaling up towards your chin, towards your nose, above your forehead, rising up above your head. Now the back side of your hands touch you, and you flick open and the intention comes out to the universe. And now we swan dive. Arms come out towards the letter T. Heart center comes towards our knees as we forward fold. Fingertips come to your shins, your knees, your ankles, your toes, and tuck your chin into your chest. Look down at your elbow, at your toes. Holding your pose, keep breathing. This is a forward fold as the sun has set. So in sun salutation, the sun rises and the sun sets, and here we are in our setting sun. And now very gently, as you look down at your toes, you very gently move your knees right to left, feeling the movement in the lower back, feeling a little bit of a release in the connective tissues at your lower back. Very subtle, gentle movement. We'll do a spinal twist in a few moments. Now come back to neutral, holding your pose, pushing down into the 4 corners of your feet, from your toes to your heels. We're going to rise up, inhaling upwards with your hands, up and clapping above your head. And on the next breath cycle, exhale your hands to heart center. Pause and believe and breathe. That's number 1. Now we're going to do this 2 more times, so just follow along. Inhale, fingertips up, past the nose, past the forehead, above our head. Flip open our hands, the back side of our hands touch, thumbs come forward, swan dive, arms come out towards the letter T. Heart center comes towards your knees. Fingertips come to your knees, your shins, your ankles, and a forward fold. Look down at the floor. Hold your pose, keep breathing. The crown of your head is coming forward. Now rock your knees side to side, left and right, nice and gentle, nice and easy. And on the next breath cycle, come back to neutral, pushing down into the 4 corners of the feet. The sun rises, rising up, reaching up, inhaling, clapping above your head. Exhale your hands to heart center. I'm going to do this one more time. Here we go. Follow the flow. Inhale, rise up. Fingertips to the back side of the hands. Swan dive. Arch your hands out to the side. Heart center to your knees. Forward fold. The sun has set. Rocking your knees left and right. Feeling the movement of ourselves and the power of the cosmos and the universe. Revolving around the sun. And on your next breath cycle, coming back to neutral. With infinite hope and glory, we rise up, reach up, inhaling up above our head, clapping. Exhale our hands to heart center. Pause and believe and breathe. Holding your pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, take your right hand to your heart and extend your left hand out to the side, palm facing forward. And all we're going to do is exchange the hand from the heart to the hand to the outside as the hands exchange with each other from the out to the in, from the inward to the outward, from our heart to the cosmos. And through that, we send that intention from our heart to the universe. So remembering your intention, this experience is called a call and response. So I'll say a few words, and you just simply repeat after me. The first word, as we do the call and response and move the hands, the first response is send forth, send out, listen, give voice, breathe, and believe. Hands come over the heart, one palm over the other. On the next experience, the demonstrative experience of this intention, we take our hands straight out in front of us, one palm underneath, elevating your hands, straightening your arms, tucking your chin into your chest, and this the gratitude praise and gratitude pose. And the first call and response, as you repeat after me on 3 words, the first word is grace, mercy, gratitude. On your next breath cycle, bring your hands to heart center, pause and believe and breathe, elbows out wide, and on the next breath cycle, release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Well done, well done. So what I invite you to do is think of your intention over the course of the day today, and perhaps into tomorrow, and recognizing that goodwill, good energy, the positivity in your life is being sent out to that intention, that person or group of people. So good energy, goodwill, good karma towards all of us. All right, we're going to build up more energy today. Now, we did Carowinds roller coaster before the sun salutation. And what we're going to do right now is do dancing sun, exalting the sun, and then we're going to do power crunches, okay? So dancing sun is arms come out to cactus arms, so your elbows are out wide at a 90 degree and your fingertips are pointed upward. You're going to spirit wave your hands, and all we're going to do is side body stretches. So we're going to take our right elbow to our right hip and tilt over slightly, and now left to left. And this is the dancing sun pose. So from sunrise to sunset, the sun is dancing, and we're joining in the fun, the laughter, the joy of the sunrise and the sunset. A few more, left and right, right and left. And on the next breath cycle, coming back to neutral. Exhale your hands down by your side. Exalt the sun is bringing our hands down by our side. Palms are facing forward. And for this one, we're going to straighten our legs out. So strike the ground with your heels, flex your toes to your nose, and very gently lean back in your chair. Your back shoulders can touch the back of the chair. And look up towards the light, towards the sun. And as in this experience, we're exalting or celebrating the sun by absorbing it as if we're solar panels, collecting energy. So the palms of our hands are open, our face is full to the sun, to the ceiling, supporting ourselves, holding the energy, absorbing it, And on the next breath cycle, inhale up and center with your torso. Hands come to heart center. And now very, very gently jump your feet back together. And release. Shake it out. That's exalting the sun. Celebrating the sun. We're going to pump up some more energy. We're going to do crunches. We're going to do parallel crunches, cross crunches, and double crunches. And then we're also going to do the opposing stretches that correspond to those crunches. So we're going to start on the right side. We're going to do 3 of each on each side and the cross crunches. So now take your right hand up towards the sky, left hand on the hip. On the next breath cycle, the elbow comes to meet the knee, or the knee comes up to meet the elbow, and we're going to do this 3 times. Inhale, grow tall and long. On the next breath cycle, we do our crunch. Inhale, crunch, inhale, hold the last one, crunch and hold the pose, flex your toe to your nose, make a good old fist, feel the power of you coursing through your life body, your journey. Hold the pose, keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, inhale up, exhale, release that hand down by the side. Let's try the left side. Left hand up, right hand up, right hand on the hip. Now it's elbow on the left side to the knee on the left side. So it's same side, parallel crunches. On the next breath cycle, it's a 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Hold on 3. Crunch. Hold the elbow knee connection. Keep breathing. On the next breath cycle, inhale up. Exhale, release, and shake it out. Yogi marching toes. Now in this experience, we're going to do the opposing stretch. So take your right leg straight out, touch down with the heel, and if you want to, different variations, you flex your toe to your nose or lay the toes and the foot straight down. Doesn't really matter, just a choice. You can play around with both. Take your right hand to your right knee, left hand to the left knee, and all we're going to do is point that right toe and follow with our fingertips, our right hands, up and out and back behind us. Looking back behind us, very gently, leaning back. On the next breath cycle, hand comes back to the knee. If you want, choice options, slide your hand down your shin to your ankle, to your sock, hold the pose, and now we're going to go back up and out and back behind you. Follow your hand out and exhale back down. And let's try that again. Here we go. Up and out and back behind us. Hold the pose, hold the stretch, toe to fingertip, really elongate, stretching. On the next breath cycle, hand comes back to your knee, your right knee. Bring that leg in, draw it in, and yogi marching toes. Take that left leg out, heel strikes the ground, flex your toe to your nose, or gently bring that toe down to the ground. Left hand, left knee, here we go. Inhale, rise up, back up and out and back behind us. And down, hand to the knee. Slide your hand down to your knee. Hold your pose, and on the next breath cycle, up and out and back behind us. And down. Slide it down to your shin, your knee, and then once again up and out and back behind us, and hold this pose. Keep breathing, believing, and on the next breath cycle, hand to the knee. And on your next breath cycle, draw that leg in, yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Now we're going to do a cross crunches. We're going to take our left hand to our left hip, right hand up to the sky. Now the elbow, the right elbow comes over to meet the left knee, or the knee comes up to meet the elbow. Here we go. Inhale, grow tall and long. On the next breath cycle, elbow to knee, cross crunch by your heart is 1. Inhale up. 2. Inhale up. 3. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Take your left hand up towards the sky, right hand to the hip, and here we go, is elbow to knee on the left to the right. It's a 1. Inhale up. 2. Inhale up. 3. Inhale up. Exhale, release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. Opposing diagonal stretch. So the right leg comes out to the side in the half letter V. So the leg strikes the ground. And this one, it's best if you put your toes down on the ground. Take your right hand on the right knee. Left hand on top of the right hand. Point your right toes. And on the next breath cycle, you know where your left hand is going. It's up and out and back behind you on a diagonal. On the next breath cycle, hand comes back to the side, to the knee. And it's up and out and back behind you. Hold the pose, continue to breathe, and exhale down. On this third one, we're just going to hold it a little bit longer. So it's up and out and back behind us. Hold the pose, keep breathing. Feel the stretch from fingertips to toes. On the next breath cycle, exhale that leg. Hand back down to your leg. Draw the leg back in. And without further ado, we take the left leg out to the side. Left hand on the left knee. Right hand on the left hand. Point your left toes on your next breath cycle. Inhale, up and out and back behind you. That right hand stretching out, looking at your hand if you wish to. And then down to your knee. And it's up and out and back behind us. And down. And once again, up and out and back behind us. Hold your pose, keep breathing. And exhale that hand down. Draw the leg in. Yogi marching toes. Well done, well done. All right, now we're going to do double crunch. And in the exhale down from the elbows to the knees or past the knees, we're going to make this sound of a train whistle. The human being, the people of life, we as people are always moving in all directions. And in that directional experience of life, I always think of trains. So as we double crunch, there's this movement and power of us as a people moving towards a union, towards a goal. So in that experience, we're going to train whistle down from the elbows to the knees. So inhale, both hands up over your head. And on the next breath cycle, elbows to your knees or past the knees on a train whistle sound. Here we go. Inhale. Inhale up. Inhale up. Inhale up. Exhale, release. I got a dog and a cat. They're my audience, so okay, go ahead. Okay. All right, we're going to do double stretches. This is Lola, by the way. She's a golden retriever. She's about 6 years old. And they are just loving attention, these cat and dog. So Polo is the cat right there. All right, they're getting very excited. All right, take your arms, take your legs out to the letter V. Right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. Inhale, grow tall and long. And on the next breath cycle, this is star pose. This is the opposing stretch. Inhale, rise up, elbows up, hands up. On the next breath cycle, hands come to your knees. And slide your hands down to your knees and your ankles. Hold the pose, keep breathing. And on the next breath cycle, inhale, rising up to star pose, extending out wide. Exhale, down. Oh, you're doing a great job, Lola. Hold the pose, keep breathing. Let's do it one more time, everybody. Wide and out, star pose. On the next breath cycle, hands come to heart center. And now jump your feet together. Hold the pose, keep breathing, and release and shake it out. So those are active poses and also the converse stretch pose. We're going to do a prayer twist. And we're going to begin to wrap up our practice here today. So hands come to heart center. Inhale, grow tall and long. And now take your right elbow towards your right knee. or your left knee. So we're going to turn over to the left. Right elbow towards the left knee. Hold the pose as you turn this direction. Go as far as you wish to go. Now, if you want to, it's a journey step. Take your right elbow to your left knee. Right elbow touches down to your left knee. And it doesn't have to do that. You can stay up. And as you do so, you're holding this pose and beginning to turn on the exhale over to the left side of the room. So your gaze starts to form a direction towards your left side as you exhale. And on those exhales, you're only moving to the left. And you're inhaling and you're exhaling in a cycle, but continuing to turn to the right or to the left as you exhale. Hold your pose, keep breathing. This is prayer twist to the left. On the next breath cycle, hold your pose. Now your gaze looks forward over the front shoulder, the right shoulder. On the next breath cycle, inhale up and center. Hold your pose, keep breathing. Inhale, grow tall and long. Now take your left elbow towards your right knee. And now elbow touches the right knee. And looking over the right shoulder. Hold your pose, keep breathing as your gaze looks over to your right side. This is prayer twist to the right. On your next breath cycle, arms stay in this position. Look over the front shoulder. And on the next breath cycle, inhale up and center. Exhale, release and shake it out. That's a spinal twist. Nice job, everybody. We're going to come back to full practice here, but we're going to do a little bit of Tai Chi. And we have been doing some Tai Chi through the experience, but now we're going to do a little bit of fusion here with some movement of our arms and gathering energy. This is collecting and gathering energy pose. It's a powerful energy. We as people always are giving out and sometimes we're receiving. And in this experience, we're going to gather energy from the sun, the air and the water, and the earth. The sun, the air and the water, and the earth. So hands come to heart center and very gently begin to swivel your hands around your energy sphere, around your chi, the positivity of life. Swirling around, nice and gentle. Get your elbows involved. As if you're holding a beach ball, one of those colorful beach balls that you see on the shore. And on the next breath cycle, our hands come down to the bottom of the beach ball and we rise up, the sun, gathering energy from the sun as it rises up to the thermals, palms orient to the sun, feeling the warmth, the energy collecting. Now twiddle your fingertips and the rays of sunshine are going to come back down to your heart center, nice and gentle. And on the next breath cycle, hands come up, rising up, feeling the energy. Inhaling all the way to the apex, twiddle your fingertips and exhale the rays of sunshine down. We're going to do this one more time. I like the significance of threes. It recognizes the spirit, the mind, and the body. Inhaling, rising up. Gaze looks up, feel the warmth of the sun, twiddle your fingertips, rays the sunshine, exhale, hands down to heart center, nice and gentle. Going to gather energy from the air and the water at the horizon, your destiny. Hands come about heart center. Now your palms invert, so your thumbs come down, your palms face forward, and you sweep back with your hands and your arms. Now your thumbs come up, your palms face forward, and now you gather and collect energy from the horizon, the air and the water, to your heart. Once again, hands come to heart center and out to the side. Inhaling, expanding out. Thumbs come up, bringing it back in, exhaling in and down. One more time, here we go. Hands come to heart center. Invert your hands, thumbs come down, pinkies up, out we go. And now back in, gathering the energy, and down. Gathering energy from the earth. Hands come at heart center, and now our palms face forward, and we plow forward, seeding the soil. Fingertips into the soil, rake in the harvest, the abundance to the heart center. Let's do that again. Palms come forward. Fingertips down to rake in the abundance, the harvest. Really get your fingertips into the soil. Once again, palms forward. Fingertips in, pull it back, pull it in, gathering energy from the earth. Swiveling your hands around that energy sphere from the sun, the air, the water, and the earth. Making your energy sphere smaller and smaller. And now very gently make it a nice gentle ball right there and absorb it into your heart center. And release and shake it out. Yogi marching toes, spirit wave your hands. We've had a wonderful practice. We're going to bring it down to closure and to meditation. Bring your arms out to cactus arms. Fingertips up. And this is closing our circuits. Thumb and pinky touch. And flick open. Thumb and ring finger. Flick open. Thumb and middle finger. Flick open. Thumb and index finger. Flick open. All fingers touch. Flick. 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 All fingers touch. Wrist rotations in one direction. Wrist rotations in the opposite direction. All fingers out to the side and walk like an emu, back and forth. And release and shake it out. Well done, well done. We've done a full practice here. There are many other poses, but we'll do that in another series. Let's begin to re-enter into chair Tadasana, chair meditation. So let's review. Feet are flat on the floor, toes are pointed straight. Knees are over the ankles in stacking. Knees in line with our hip points alignment. Hands come to your hips. Rock back and forth, side to side. Nice and gentle, easy, rocking casually. On the next breath cycle, release and come back to neutral. Hands come to your lower back, your kidneys, palms are facing down, fingertips are pointing towards the seat cushion. This is camel pose, by the way. Elbows are out wide. Pushing into the lower back, your kidneys, slide your fingertips down into your seat cushion. Now one hand comes to your lower back, one hand comes to your belly and squeeze it in. Belly button to spine, belly button to heart center. Zip up your jacket on a cold winter day. Float your hands to your side body, your ribs, side body long from your hip bones to your shoulder points. Right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder, broad across the collarbones now. Arms come out to the letter T. Take flight left and right. On the next breath cycle, exhale your hands sending down by your side. On the next breath cycle, inhale the shoulders to your ears, roll them back down your back pocket. Ooh, there it is. On the next breath cycle, inhale your hands up onto the laps. Flip your palms up to receive the grace and blessings of life. Remember that gift. You are the gift. We are a gift to each other. So you give that gift and you receive the gift back to you. Hands come to your knees, palms are facing up. Now comes the alignment of the back and the neck and the head, growing tall and long in the spine, shifting the ears over our shoulders, doorbelling your nose slightly inward. You're invited to close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Whether your eyes are closed or your eyes are open, you're grounding into earth and ascending with the halo upward. So there's the ascension and the grounding of who we are in the world today. So feel the presence of who we are. There's my cat. And just begin to breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Slowly, deliberately, with intention and purpose, we do find meaning and humor in the power of life, the power of breath. Slowly, we feel that calm, the stillness, the tranquility come upon us. Welcoming, inviting, discovering, exploring that breath. So the mountain pose of Chair Tadasana invites an inward reflection through the feeling, the awareness, the sensation of the breath work. We do carry that all throughout the whole yoga practice, but we're just feeling that sensation in the stillness of who we are. Take a few moments right here and now as I silence my voice to enter into a deeper sense of meditation and stillness. And breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Slowly, deliberately With intention and purpose, we find meaning in the power of our breath cycle. Breathe. Awakening, feeling refreshed, feeling rejuvenated in your spirit, your mind, and your body, we begin to wiggle the fingers on our hands and the toes on our feet. With greater movement and ease, we drop our hands off our knees and inhaling our hands up and overhead, clapping above our head. On the next breath cycle, we bring our hands to heart center on the exhale. The first chanting word is the word begin. Begin. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping above your head. The second chanting word is the word progress. Progress. Inhaling your hands up and over your head, clapping and announcing your arrival in the greater world. The third chanting word is the word success. Success. Through the power of me, through the power of you, through the power of community, we begin the progression towards success in whatever it is that we are doing, one step, one breath at a time. Welcome the journey, not the destination. Enjoy the here and the now. Chanting bells are on 3 times in the power of the spirit, the mind, and the body coming together to form one, your wellness and the wellness for all of us. All of humanity. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Pausing, believing, breathing, we bow forward to each other and say, Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Peace with you. Peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Thank you so much for joining with me today in our yoga practice. We'll continue the series with other poses, other movements. We'll start other themes, and we'll also always create different intentions. So there's movement, there's change, there's opportunities for growth in all of our experience moving forward. Thank you. It's been an honor and a pleasure. It always is. But thank you for you. Blessings and be well. Bye-bye.